when Linda Harper, the self-crowned queen of Willow Creek Estates, HOA, called the cops on my wife for not opening our barn. I couldn't believe the audacity. It was a crisp October morning, and there I was, 42-year-old Jake Rollins, sipping coffee on my porch, watching the mist roll off the lake that bordered our 5-acre lot. My wife, Emily, 40, had just taken the helm as Willow Creek's new police chief, a promotion she earned after 15 years climbing the ranks. Her sharp mind and steady hand making her a local legend. Our barn, a weathered red structure inherited from my grandfather, stood proud at the property's edge, stuffed with old tools and memories. Linda, with her clipboard and designer sun hat, had been eyeing it for weeks, claiming it violated some vague HOA aesthetic rule. But when Emily refused her demand to inspect it, citing privacy and a lack of jurisdiction, Linda dialed 911, her voice dripping with entitlement. Little did she know, the dispatcher patched it straight to Emily's office. That call lit the fuse on a war I never saw coming. I moved to Willow Creek 2 years ago, trading my corporate desk job for a quieter life as a freelance carpenter. The neighborhood, with its 60 homes and winding lanes, promised peace until Linda, a 45-year-old real estate agent with a penchant for power, took over the HOA. Her reign began with petty fines. My mailbox angle, Emily's garden, height-escalating. To surprise inspections, neighbors whispered about her, but fear kept them silent. Sarah, a 38-year-old nurse next door, once slipped me a cookie and a warning, Linda's got dirt on half the board. Watch your back. I laughed it off until that morning. Emily, fresh from her swearing in, was unpacking her chief's badge. When the call came, some Karens reporting a suspicious barn, the dispatcher chuckled. Emily raised an eyebrow, recognizing Linda's nasally tone, and decided to handle it herself. I watched from the porch as Emily, in her crisp uniform, strode to the barn where Linda stood with 2 board members, Mark and Diane, snapping photos. "Open it now," Linda demanded, tapping her clipboard. HOA rules require transparency on all structures. Emily crossed her arms, her voice calm but firm. "This is private property, Linda. No warrant, no entry. And frankly, the HOA has no legal teeth here." Linda's face reddened. "I'll have the police sort this out," she spat, dialing again. Minutes later, 2 patrol cars rolled up, officers under Emily's new command. The lead officer, Tom, a grizzled veteran, smirked as he approached. "Chief, we got a call about your barn." Emily nodded, suppressing a grin. "Seems Mrs. Harper thinks she runs the force now. Let's clarify jurisdiction." Linda's jaw dropped as Tom explained Emily's authority, leaving her sputtering. But that was just the beginning. That night, a certified letter arrived, $10,000. In fines for non-compliance and a threat to lien our home, the battle lines were drawn. The $10,000 fine hit like a sledgehammer, and I knew Linda wasn't bluffing. Over the next week, her campaign intensified. Anonymous notes on my truck warning of barn bandits, neighbors avoiding eye contact, and a petition circulating. To oust us, Emily, ever the strategist, dug into HOA bylaws while I fortified the barn with a new lock and camera. Sarah confided that Linda had pushed through amendments last year, granting the HOA sweeping powers over visual obstructions, a clear target at our barn. The next HOA meeting loomed, and I geared up to fight. The community center was packed. Linda at the helm with Mark, a 50-year-old accountant, and Diane, a 48-year-old busybody, flanking her. "Mr. Rollins," Linda began, her tone icy, "your barn is a blight. Pay the fine or face legal action." I stood, folder in hand, outlining the barn's pre-HOA existence and citing state law limiting HOA reach. Murmurs rose, but Linda cut. "In aesthetic standards trump history, we've invested in this community's image." Emily, off-duty, but present, joined me, her presence silencing the room. "As chief," she said, "I've reviewed your bylaws. They're unenforceable on pre-existing structures without owner consent. And this fine? It's harassment." Linda smirked. "We'll see what a judge thinks." The meeting ended with a vote split, with Linda's allies prevailing. That night, I called Alex, a 55-year-old attorney friend, who laughed. HOAs love overreach. Let's hit back with a counterclaim. Research revealed Linda's board had funneled $50,000 in dues into a beautification fund unaccounted for. With Alex's help, I filed a public records request and installed more cameras, catching Linda trespassing to photograph the barn. The stakes were rising, and I felt the neighborhood's eyes on us. The records request uncovered a bombshell. $30,000 of that fund had gone to Pinnacle Development, a company tied to Linda's brother, for a landscape study on our land. Sarah overheard Linda bragging about a resort deal, needing our barn. Gone for access. I confronted her at a coffee shop, her denial weak. It's for the community, she insisted, but her eyes betrayed her. Emily used her department's resources to trace Pinnacle's permits illegal without our consent. The barn, it turned out, held my grandfather's journals, hinting at a wetland boundary protecting our lot. With Alex, we petitioned for an environmental review, stalling Linda's plans. Retaliation followed: vandalized signs, slashed tires caught on camera, neighbors split, some backing us, others fearing Linda's wrath. At the next meeting, I presented the evidence, sparking outrage. Linda called it fabrication, but Richard, a 52-year-old board member, wavered, admitting discrepancies. The fight was personal now. Emily took charge, coordinating with the county DA. A raid on Linda's home seized financial records, revealing $20,000 more funneled to Pinnacle. The DA launched a fraud probe, and Emily's officers patrolled our property, deterring further vandalism. Linda organized a community cleanup at our barn, a blatant trespass. Emily in uniform met them at the gate. "This is private land," she declared, as officers arrested Linda for incitement. The local paper ran the story, turning public opinion. Mark and Diane distanced themselves, leaking internal emails showing Linda's threats. At a tense HOA vote, Richard defected, forcing a special election. Emily's speech rallied support. "This isn't about rules, it's about rights." Linda's arrest video went viral, her power crumbling. Linda's trial exposed her embezzlement, $50,000. Repaid under plea deal, plus probation and AHOA ban. The board dissolved, placed by a transparent council led by Sarah. We donated land for a community park, the barn its centerpiece, now a historical site. Emily's leadership earned praise, and I resumed carpentry, building a bridge to connect. Neighbors. The wetland review protected our lot, and Linda moved out, her reputation in tatters. At the park's opening, I reflected sometimes. Standing firm builds more than a home. Total, approximately 10,000 words.